Hello everybody, my name is Zach, aka The Weather Gamer, bringing you APA Indigo Season 3. Chicago Charizards making their return. Hopefully a little more glory this time. A little less bouncing, a little more destroying. Yeah, we came off that rough Season 2, going 2-10. No bueno, just ouch. Ow, ow, ow. Go check out the recap on that one. Sorry, I'm taking care of something real quick. There we go. Cool. Anyways, this is the first of a... Is this going to be the first or is this going to be the last? I'm going to say this is the first. This is the first in a series of videos you guys are going to see this week. It'll be mine. Then it's going to be Shine. His recap. And then Lord Ixie's recap. And if I have any other recaps coming after that, you'll see those sequentially down the line. So what is going on with APA Season 3 and why are there multiple draft videos coming? What am I talking about? So, APA Season 3 is Civil War. How's that work? There's still 24 coaches. So yeah, we're drafting out of a 24-man draft stream again. Sorry, a little bit of a scratchy throat as well, so dealing with that. It's 24-man. We gotta deal with this again. But it's Ubers. That's right, Ubers. First time I'm ever doing an Ubers league. It's an APA, that's why I'm doing the Ubers, because I trust APA and Ubers. So, we're going to talk about this. So, Civil War, though, what do I mean about that? So, the way Civil War works is there's 3 team leaders. There was Admin Shy Guy, there was Torn, and there was Aurora, Infinity. Those were your 3 captains. And they picked from the Season 3 coach roster pool, and they selected their coaches to be on their team. So the top 5, or the best your win-loss count as a team record. Let me actually just pull the APA doc up while I'm thinking about it, and I can show you guys. And I can slide it to that one. So here you go. So you have the Infinity Stones here, led by Aurora. You have the Alpha Pebbles here, led by Shy, and you have the Crystal Gems, led by Torn, which is where I currently sit, is in the Crystal Gems. You can see me right there, the CCRX, or CCX, Charizard X's. So, your team wins and differential play into which teams make it into the playoffs. So the top team sends its top 5 competitors into playoffs. The second place team would send its top 4 competitors, and the third place team sets its top 3. So, while you would... So let's say the Crystal Gems, who should be the best team, are the best team, would be there. Let's just say these 5 are the top 5. No offense to anyone below, I'm just using this because that's how it is. So we'd end up sending the Farfetch, the Kraydillies, myself, the Ice Climbers, and the Weasels into playoffs. And then the top 4 of the top 5 end up with a bye, I believe is how it works. But anyways, so you build as a team, you work as a team, you don't play as a team. But that's the thing. So, that's why there's multiple draft analyses coming, because some of these people don't have YouTube channels. Blinn does, Admin Blinn. He's the Indigo commissioner now. His YouTube's linked down below, please go check that out. SV Torn, our captain, has a YouTube channel, please go check out his channel down below. His draft recap will be over there, as will Blinn's, I'm assuming. Slackout, Northern Weasels, he has a YouTube channel, his will be linked down below, please go check that out. Are all down there. Should all be down there if I remember this, and I should remember this because I'm writing a post-it note after this to say, hey, don't forget this. But Shime and the Ice Climbers, Lord Ixie and the Phantoms both agreed to sit down with me and do a coach interview and talk about their teams. So you'll see those two. Matthias talked about it. I don't know if he's going to do it or not because of our time schedules, but potentially you could have Matthias having one. And I'm trying to see if Chewy wants to do one as well. If Chewy does, then you'll potentially have 5 of these sequentially. But yeah, so here we go. It's Ubers, Chicago Charizard X's. Notable things, though, I need to pull up the tiers here. Notable things with this. All Arceus forms are banned. Mega Rayquaza is banned. Necrozma Duskmane, Necrozma Ultra, both Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre banned. And the one that hurts me the most is Standard Kyogre is banned, because I wanted to run Rain this season. I said at the end of Season 2's recap video, I wanted to get back to being the weather gamer. I wanted to go back to what had brought me into playoffs, and that was weather-based teams. The only 2 teams I've ever made it into playoffs with were my Sleet team in WWC and my janky Sand team in the DSL, the randomized league. So I wanted to get back to Rain. I was like, okay, let's take Kyogre as my Uber, because I had the 4th pick in the draft. The Crystal Gems had 1st, 3rd, 4th, 8th, and 10th. We had 5 of the top 10 picks, which was great for us to basically take whatever we wanted from Ubers. But then I found out Kyogre got banned. I don't get my whale. I'm going to have to go get Politoed or Pelipper later if I want to run Rain. So then I'm looking at this, and with the 4th pick, okay, Yveltal's coming off first. It sounds like, from what I was hearing, Mega Mewtwo Y was coming off second. Blinn was not going to take Marshadow third, and so I was set to draft Marshadow at 4. I was so happy. I wanted Marshadow. It's a bulky buster. Steal stats. Can set up really, really fast. Can get out of hand super, super quick. I wanted it so bad, and then the day before the draft goes, I hear, oh, Marshadow is not going to be available to you at 4. Somebody's taking it. They changed their mind. It sucks. You're going to have to go get a different Uber. So what did I grab as my Uber with the 4th overall pick? Megamon. Yes, the thing that single-handedly destroyed the WWC. Just absolutely wrecked shop for 6 weeks before like, it just wrecked. And so I have it now. I have this bulky monster. Not bulky, this physically, not even physical. This thing can run special if it wanted. This thing's just a nightmare. Like, Aerialate as its ability, so normal type moves, Double Edge, Hyper Beam, Return, become Flying type, which just gives it such heavy hitting Flying type, Giga Impact, heavy hitting Flying type. Stab moves, it's base 120 speed. I'm just pulling up Smoggin, whatever it is right now, because I have to do that. I don't know enough about Mons to do this, but I could run Intimidate before I Mega. I have to Mega first turn, same as always, but 145 attack, 130 defense, 120 speed, 120 special attack, so it can run as a mixed attacker, can run physical, can run special. Its Spadef, defense, HP are all very, very good. It does not appreciate an Ice-type move, obviously, but I cover that later. This thing is just a powerhouse, and I'm so excited to try it. I am scared of it, though, because of the fact that it reminds me a lot of Mega Charizard, and I didn't use Mega Charizard very well, in my mind, in either WWC or APA. But I hope with a team behind me building, especially since one of my team members took Standard Salamence, they can help me build with Mega and just all that, because they're basically the same thing, except Salamence can hold an item. But yeah, I'm super, super excited for this. It's a monster. It's a nightmare, and I love it. I got to time out here and also say, This team, I asked what mons to take, but this team has a lot of Panthers fingerprints on it, as did my Season 2 team. Because I am not a very good drafter, I historically draft poorly. I'm getting better at that, but historically I draft pretty poorly. I asked for help and got help, and so yes, here we are. Megamons. We're ready to roll. This is some help from Panther. Now, I said I wanted Rain. What mon functions better in Rain than Ferrothorn? Ferrothorn is a very nightmarish mon. It takes those ice-type hits for Salamence just beautifully. Like, it's not huge, it's Ferrothorn. I'm pulling it up on Smoggin again. Iron Barbs, stupidly defensive at 131. Its SPDF isn't half bad either at 116. It's just stupid slow. 94 attack is very good. It's one of the best hazard setters with spikes, and I believe it has stealth rocks. I should know that. Yeah, it's spikes, stealth rocks, can hazard stack. It's annoying with Leech Seed. It can Gyro Ball, knock off, Power Whip, protect. It just is so weak SPDFly that I have to be careful of getting hit by fire type. Well, so weak speed-wise. It's quad weak to fire types, obviously. Megamon helps check that because Dragon and Fire don't mix. So Ferrothorn definitely helps Mence. Mence helps Ferrothorn. I have such opposite ends of the speed scale right now for my tiers, but this is an amazing hazard setter, amazing defensive mon. Iron Barb's Rocky Helmet, Iron Barb's Leftovers, hurts physical attackers repeatedly, sets up hazards, which Megamon's help appreciates for breaking. And so it just gives me an amazing start to the Fairy Dragon Steel Core, which I finished with my next pick. Florges. Yes, for those of you that are wondering, I looked at Dragoon's team in WWC and I copied his homework for part of it. I wanted to run Rain. What better way to run Rain than with stupid bulk like what? You see where if I had had Marshadow, this would have been beautiful, because I had other dragon types like Goodra. I would have picked up Goodra instead. Marshadow to break the holes through, and then Rain to come in and clean up. Florges is SPDF to Pharaoh's Def. 154 special defense, this thing eats hits for days. 112 special attack, hits really nice. Middle speed tier at 75. It can defog, it can heal bell to stop Megamons from being toxic stalled down as it tries to set up. If people want to burn Mence or burn Pharaoh or pass toxics or anything, it gives me that nice ability to stop that. I have Synthesis for recovery to make myself even stupidly bulky. Moonblast, it's Flower Veil, I can't remember what that does. Flower Veil has no use in this one. Symbiosis. Neither of its abilities are really all that useful, but it's such a SPDF nightmare to pair with Pharaoh's physical nightmare. It takes those fairy type hits for Mence. It can wish pass for days. 78's not a great wish pass, but it can wish pass. It can run any hidden power it wants. It can be a great cleric. It removes hazards for me because Megamons doesn't like to take multiple rock hits, or later in the draft you'll see some stuff that doesn't appreciate T-spikes or spikes or anything. It's just a really good gluey defensive mon, and this is about the most disgusting Fairy Steel Dragon Core I have ever seen personally. This is worse. This only thing I can think of worse is the last time I saw a Mega Salamence when it had Tapu Lele and Heatran paired with it. Otherwise, this is just amazingly good mon. SPDF-wise, gives me a SPDF wall, gives me a physical wall, gives me a massive wall breaker in Salamence. But here's where the train gets off the tracks. And I have to go pull the draft real quick so I can double check this. Where's my rosters tab? There it is. So this is where the train came off the tracks. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm not taking Rain for a couple of rounds because I need to get some bigger pieces first. That way I don't have to worry about the Rain. And so where did Pelly come off the board? Was this about when I got screwed? Pelly. Yeah, so round 3, coming back to me after I picked Florges. Not a suspect, who I've played every season. He's the last match we'll always play. He had Palkia, Mega Scizor. He decides to grab Pelipper. He's going for Rain himself. And so I'm thinking, crap. There goes Pelly. I wanted Pelly. Talked to Panther. I was like, okay, Pelly's gone. Do I need to reprioritize? I need to get Polly up here. Do I need to take Polly next? I'm worried if I don't get my Rain, since my weather gone. What do I do here? I'm in trouble. And he's like, don't worry about it. You have other Mons. You can function without Rain. Don't worry about the Rain. I should have worried about the Rain. Granted, I didn't get a chance, because you want to know why? Hammer Eruption and Awesome Altaria. 6 picks later, Politoed off the board. There goes my Rain. So instead I got this nasty Fairy Dragon Steel Core. And I continued to pick around the Rain for my original Rain team. The next 2 picks were on that team. They still function for my team, but then I had to adjust. It's unfortunate, but you know what? I moved on. It's okay. I have a very scary team. Making his comeback to the Charizards, Zehra Aura. Oh, I'm so happy I got my boy back. I loved Rotom Wash, don't get me wrong. It was a great Mon. Absolutely loved it. But I need a Volt Absorber. I have to have a Volt Absorber of some sort on my team. Sorry, you're going to hear me pouring water into a cup. I have a sore throat, and I'm screaming and hollering, and it's destroying my throat really bad. And so I ran out of water, and I gotta drink some water because I'm losing my voice. Okay, tone down the screaming a little bit. But Zehra Aura is back. Oh, this is my favorite electric type. Jolteon has always been my favorite electric type until Zehra Aura came out. Jolteon was my backup. If Zehra Aura had gone down, especially after I saw Rain came off the board in 2 picks, I was like, no. We need to go and get ourselves our Volt Absorber. Like, Rotom was great, I loved it, but I need a Volt Absorber because otherwise I don't usually get a good ground type, and then I get hit upside the head by electric types just spamming against me. Zehra Aura is amazing, I love it. Pretty sure it's like number 3 on my kill leader board, all-time kill leaders. Battle League stats, I'm looking this up right now. I'm pretty sure it goes Alolan Ninetales and then Zehra Aura. Mon records. No, it's Alolan Ninetales Mega Chomp, then Zehra Aura. In 2 leagues, it has gotten 24 kills. I average 12 kills a league. 1 kill a game. If I bring it to all 12. Zehra Aura is amazing. 143 speed, I believe. Zehra Aura, yeah, 143 speed. It just makes it blazingly fast. It can very quickly U-turn, it can Volt Switch out. Plasma Fist turns any normal move used against me into a electric type move, which I saw happen in PCF. Jirachi trying to Paraflinch or Body Slam. Yeah, Body Slam Paraflinch me type of thing. I punched that thing in the face with a Plasma Fist, turned its Body Slam into an electric type, and healed off of that. It is such a good mod, like, so versatile. It can run Z Crystals, which is one of my 3 Z users. Life Orb, E-Belt, Chookaberry, Banded, Scarfed. Because it's so fast, you make it a Scarfer, and not even Scarfer. It forces... Zehra Aura forces a lot of Scarfers. Volt Absorb is amazing. It can set up physically, it can set up specially. It's 112 physical attack, 102 special attack, so there's not much of a drop-off there. It has knockoff, close combat. It really should be a fighting type. I think Niantic not Niantic, their Pokemon Go. Game Freak really screwed up when they didn't give this thing a fighting type. Like, it needs it bad. Has access to things like Brick Break, No Veil for You, Brutal Swing, it can bulk up, it can Calm Mind, either or to set up. It has access to Electro Webs, which allows you to just lower target speed potentially. It has Fake Out and Priority, Focus Blast. Can run Hidden Powers very easily. Has things like Iron Tail, so you could run a Steelium Z if you needed to. Steelium Z Zehra Aura to take out a big bulky fairy type. It has access to Outrage. It could be a Dragon Z Crystal user. I've used that against a Garchomp before, because Garchomp would come in on this, stop me from Volt Switching and all that, and force me into Switch, get itself a free Swords Dance or something. No, I'll just drop a Z Draco on it, or a Z Outrage on it. Has Snarl, which can lower special attackers if I run special. Superpower. Throat Chop to stop sound-based moves. Darkium Z Throat Chop. I've used that before. Access to not Ice Punch, but Fire Punch as well. Work Up to raise its attack and special attack if you run mixed. Like, Zehra Aura is just such a good boy. And I'm super happy to get it. Because it was on a rain team, it worked really well because it stops electric spam. It stops you from losing your Pelipper or your Politoed to a straight Thunderbolt or something. Up next, we have another Mon that I have been dying to try forever, and that's Krookodile. Krookodile was on the original Rain team. So far, outside of Rain getting sniped, and Marshadow getting sniped, I got the first 5 picks on that team. This was the 5 before I started into the Rain team. Krookodile, 117 attack, base 92 speed, so it helps me fill in the speed tier a little bit. 3 really good abilities, 2 of them extremely good, 1 of them is okay. Being Moxie, Scarf Moxie Crook is always a problem, because if he has no Earthquake check, you just Scarf into Earthquake, get a kill, +1 attack, +2 attack, +3 attack, game over. Crook can get out of hand. It's an Intimidate user, so I could run dual Intimidate. If I send out Salamence has a bad match, I can bring it back as long as I don't click a move, I don't have to Mega, so I can bring him out. Take Crook in, double Intimidate, cycle, Anger Point, if I get crit, takes my attack to +6, it goes all the way to +12 in case you're like -6 attack. And then all that. Gives me a rocker besides Ferrothorn if it wants to. It's a very good Scarfer. Like I said, Life Orb can work, Rocky Helmet, Groundium Z. It is not a Z Captain for me though. I did not make it one of my Zs. It's just such a good Mon. Has Aqua Tail for coverage type of thing. Can set up with bulk ups, Bulldoze for speed control, Sashed counter if I wanted to, give me a dark type so I can stop some pranksters from going off. Things like the Elemental Fangs, Foul Play, Focus Energy for crits, access to things like Iron Tail if I needed it, Outrage so it can drop a Dragon type move as well, Pursuit Trap. It's a good Mon. It's a good Scarfer, it's a good Bander, it's a good Life Orb user, Intimidate, Moxie. It's a really nice Mon. I'm really excited to use it. Very glad to finally be able to use it because I've been trying to get it for a while. And this gives me a good ground type now, so I shouldn't get electric spammed all the time. And having Pharaoh and Crook and Salamence forces them to have to pick between HP Ice and HP Fire. So it's really nice having a good ground type here. So this is where the plan went off the rails. This pick was supposed to be Politoed or Pelipper, or actually I think I decided it was going to be Poly because Pelipper and I have not done well, and Polly has some interesting characteristics about it. I wanted to try it. I wasn't going for conventional, right? I wasn't getting Mega Swampert, even when Marshadow was available to me. It wasn't Mega Swampert. Wasn't getting anything. I was going to get Politoed, Kabutops, Ludicolo. Those were the three that I wanted to get as my rain portion of the team. Just didn't work out. But as I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, okay, we're through the first 5. What are we going to do now? And I see him on sliding down the board. Just, how? How did this make it all the way to round 6 for me? It's Nihilego. I somehow picked up Nihilego. Gives me another rocker. Gives me a rock type, which is good for spamming. It gives me a poison type that's grounded, so I can absorb T-Spikes. I could set my own T-Spikes. I can run this as a defensive, like, AV set. I can run Black Sludge. I could run a Life Orber. I could run Choice Scarf. So now I have several very good Choice Scarfers in Zehra Aura, Crook, and Nihilego that people have to play around. The 103 speed is nice because I'm filling in those speed tiers now between Ments and Ferrothorn with that, and I continue to fill them later in the draft. This thing has a monstrous special attack at 127, monstrous special defense at 131, so you give it an AV, it basically can take care of the special side. 109 HP is very good. Again, 103 speed, so it beats those 100s. Beast Boost is amazing because it boosts your stats. You can boost your special attack, you can boost your speed, you can boost your Spadef if it's a defensive one. Steel types are going to threaten this thing. Oh look, I have Krookodile. That's not an issue. Ground types are an issue. Okay, yeah, I'm a little ground weak. Salamence can handle that. Physical attackers are hurting it like its best checks are Terrakion, Zehra Aura, Mega Arrow, Choice Scarf Infernape, Choice Scarf Krookodile. Oh wait, Zehra Aura and Krookodile. I have 2 of the 4, or 2 of the 5. Priority users are an issue, but it just gives me such a nice clear smog. I can keep things from setting up on me. Has access to Dazzling Gleam, which is kind of cool. Grass Knot to hit water types trying to come in. Power Gem has access to Psyshock or Psychic as well. T-Spikes, like I said. Does that Headbutt? Does it hit fighting types trying to switch in? Take advantage of the rock typing. It's a very good mod. Very good special wall breaker, which I had been missing. Ments can run either or. Pharaoh is generally physical. Florges is special, but it's usually a defensive mod. Zehra Aura can run mixed. I generally run it physical because it has a greater physical move pool. Crook is definitely physical. Nihilego gives me a nice special hitter. Special heart hitter. Another Stealth Rock user. T-Spikes user, like I said. Great mon. Really, really happy to have it. Couldn't believe it was sliding down. So now, I need a fighting type, I need a bug type, I don't know what I want to do as far as those go. I was looking at Hitmonlee, I was looking at other things. I was thinking about Necrozma. Necrozma was still on the board at this point. I was like, ooh, Necro. That'd be really, really scary and really, really fun to use because I know how to use Necro a little better now. Shenanigans ensued. Reuniclus was on my radar, but I decided to skip it thinking it would come back to me one more round, whereas the next mon wouldn't. I gave up Necro to Aurora, trying to be nice, not cause any fights or anything. I just said, here, you take Necro, it's fine. I can go get Reuniclus. I'm not worried about it. We're getting our fighting type out of the way. So, Heracross. Heracross is another mon that I really, 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 really want to use. it's a very, very fun mon. Guts, Moxie. It's another Scarfer abuser. Like, I have so many mons that can abuse Choice Scarf, it's not even funny anymore. Heracross prevents me from getting status other than Parad. I think, right? Yeah. Actually, Guts helps the... Guts Para is just not good because I get hurt. But 125 base attack. Punches holes through things, 85 speed, so now I have something slower than Crook, but faster than Florges to fill that gap a little bit. 125 special or physical attack, it just punches holes, especially when you Guts boost off of a Flame Orb because it ignores the Flame Orb. Burn cutting you in half. It can set up an SD, Moxie Scarf, just to, like with Crook, Moxie Scarf, it just starts rolling. Just oof. It's a massive wall breaker. Takes care of rock types that want to try and set up rocks against Salamence. Breaks through dark types pretty well. Just oof, it hits like a truck. Just amazing. I'm loving this team. This is like, I've loved a lot of teams. I've liked a lot of teams. I loved my WWC team where it currently is now with Serpent Mew. I liked my APA team really well from last season. But this team to me, I love so much. It's got a lot of things that I wanted to try on it. A lot of things that are, to me, idiot-proof, because I'm an idiot when it comes to Mons. I don't play well or any of that, so idiot-proof Mons are the best types of Mons. There's not much really you can do to be stupid with Heracross. I'm loving it. Oh, I forgot. Nihilego is also one of my Z captains. That's gonna be fun. But yeah, so Hera. So then, right after I pick Heracross, guess what comes off the board? Reuniclus. There goes my Psychic type. I was already considering Delphox at this point. Delphox, I need a Fire type. Like, so I know people say you don't need a Fire type. You don't need, like, yes, it's nice to have a Fire type, but Psychic and Rock and Ice are more spammable and this and that. So I was like, yeah, but I do want a Fire type. I just lost my Psychic type, so maybe we go Delphox. We're okay. And somebody was like, you know, Slowbro's still on the board. I was like, Slowbro? That thing never dies. Regenerator plus Slack Off plus, like, or Rest to keep you from getting poisoned. Like, Rest, Sleep, Calm Mind, single attack. Like, that'd be really cool. And it's physically defensive, which is something I need because, right now I have a lot of Spadef, but not a lot of physical defense outside of Ferrothorn. The Slowbro is, like, base 110 defense. Slowking is base 110. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna draft Slowbro. And then I go read the Crystal Gems chat. Okay, never mind, I can't. And I just realized I'm at 33 minutes and I gotta hurry here. Just moving along. So I couldn't take Slowbro. So I settled for Slowking. Slowking does everything that Slowbro does, just a little bit worse on the physical defense side. It has the Regenerator, Own Temple, Oblivious, 100 special attack, so it can just spam Scalds. Can be a good AV user. Has Dragon Tail to set setup sweepers out of here. Base, what is it, 30 speed? Something like that. 30, so now I have Pharaoh at 20, this at 30. I'm starting to work my way closer and closer to Florges as my low speed mon. But it's a bulky water type, which I really, really could have used. And so I've got Mr. King here, our Slow King. So here's where things get a little weird. I decided I wanted a Rapid Spinner, because I had Florges for defog. I had Mence that could potentially defog, even though it doesn't really care to. I wanted a Rapid Spinner, because I had some plans down later, before people started just Gatling gun sniping me. So I took Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee is a good unburden user, because it boosts its speed and all that. It's another good fighting type that doesn't have a quad weakness to flying types. Can be a good AV user. Reckless high jump kick with a life orb. All that is very good. But after thinking about it and talking to Panther about it, Hitmonlee just is not great. It's another physical attacker that my team really didn't need. Rapid Spin is nice, but I had Hazards pretty well handled at this point. I have a lot of Hazard setters in Pharaoh and Crook and Nihilego that are going to force my opponent to defog instead of me having to defog. So it's very easy for me to just I don't need a Rapid Spinner basically. So I already made a free agent transaction, but I'm going to mention it here instead of doing a separate video. I dropped Hitmonlee and I picked up Espeon. Espeon I used in PCF. Gives me another special attacker. This one's definitely more offensive. It's a backup Wish Passer to Florges. Espeon has a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ability in Magic Bounce, which will send any status or hazards back at my opponent. 130 special attack, just rips holes. 110 speed. So again, filling my speed gaps a little bit there. It's such a good Wall Breaker. Can set up Calm Minds, can Morning Sun and heal, can be a trick user to disable something. It does have Baton Pass, which I love the fact that all the evolutions have Baton Pass. Because there's some really fun shenanigans I could pull. I could bring a White Herb, Curse Espeon, and pass basically a free bulk up into something like Zehra Aura, or Megamon gets a free bulk up, Krookodile gets a free bulk up, Heracross gets a free bulk up. I could bring like Calm Mind Baton Pass, because Megamon is probably going to face a lot of HP Ices and Ice Beams. If I can find something where I can set up 2 Calm Minds, pass double Calm Mind into Salamence, I don't have to run Special Mens. I can just run my standard D-Dance Physical Mens type of thing. And have the +2 Spadef just sit there and be able to live an Ice Beam or an HP Ice. Like I said, Wish Pass. Drop Future Sights. It's got Heal Bell as well, so it can be another Cleric if Florges has a really nasty match because there's a bad Steel type on the other side. Psyshock is always great. Trick, it can be a counter Trick Room type of things. Headbutt if I want to run physical for some odd reason, but that's not going to happen. It's a good one. I didn't use it right in PCF, but I've learned some more since then, and I'm looking forward to using this one again. So, like I said, I always want a Ghost. I need a Ghost type on my team. It's like having a Volt Absorber. It's a staple in my teams to make me feel better. Chandelier, Jellicent, actually Mimikyu. I like having that Ghost type there. This thing is a wall. It just sits there over and over and over and over and over. It stops spin block, or it's a spin blocker, but it's base 135 defense, base 135 spin def. It just sits in front of something defensively. It can drop Willow. It can drop Priority Shadow Sneaks off Little Band. It has the punches. It can disable something like Trick. Just it has that D-Bond. It's just a really powerful Pokemon. But yeah, I can Will-O-Wisp things and burn them, so now like physical attackers can't run off and do a ton of damage. I have Frisk, so I can get item scouting. I have Pressure, so I can decrease moves really fast. It's stupidly slow at 45, as well as terrible HP at 45. But 45, now I have Pharaoh at 20, King at 30, Dusk Noir at 45, Espeon, and I'm thinking of a different one. I still need something like around 60, to get my speed tiers going, but yeah, this thing is going to be a monster. It's not going to come to every game, but it's a monster, and I love wanting to try this. It's a mon that I was waiting to try, and I get my ghost type that I was looking for. Still need a fire type. Megamon. The duck with a squashed beak. The flame duck. So, before, I didn't pick up Espeon until after the draft, so I was still thinking, okay, maybe Delphox, maybe I might do that, get my second fire, or my second psychic type, have fire, and then I started talking, and I was like, Magmortar looks really clean on this roster, so I went with Magmortar. Flame Body, 30% chance burns, Vital Spirit, can't put me to sleep, 83 speed, so it gets me, helps get me in between Heracross and Crook a little better. 125 special attack is just amazing. It is a very good wall breaker. It is my last Z user, so I have Zehra Aura, Nihilego, and Magmortar. Bring Gloom Doom to stop bulky water types from hitting me. Electric Z, Thunderbolts. You can use Taunt. It's not fast. It's not bulky, but it does what it needs to in breaking through teams. Specs user. It can do a lot. It can be a physical belly drum set and set up that way. Another clear small user. Yeah, it can do work, and so I'm glad to have it. Really glad, looking forward to try it. So far, Espeon and Zehra Aura are the only two things returning that I've ever used before, and that's it, because the last mon is Magneton. So I was looking at my team. I'm a little fairy weak. Magmortar helps with that. Pharaoh helps with that. But otherwise, I'm still very, very weak for the most part. I could use another steel type. I need something in that, like, around base 60-ish range for speed, tier-wise. I didn't have enough points to go get Magnezone. You know, I dislike Magnezone. I was open to doing it. This gives me something that can trap steel types, which Florges appreciates. Lego would appreciate it. And Magnet Pull as sturdy, so I can at least live a hit. 120 special attack is very good. Base 70 speed puts it down in that speed tier where I kind of needed something between Florges and Dusknoir. Can be a very good. It's another Scarf potential. It's another Scarf user. Eviolite as well. Air Balloon, that sort of thing. It hits very well from the special side, and so I'm definitely enjoying it. I'll definitely be enjoying using it. And that's the team. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. I think this is one of the best teams I've drafted. I know I said that about APA Season 2. I know I said that about WWC. But each team I draft seems to get better and better. And so hopefully with the Crystal Gems' help, as well as just my own improved skill, we can take off. The Charizard X's can come do some damage and maybe make our first attempt at playoffs in APA. So yeah, that's going to be it. Tomorrow, Shine Time. Check them out. Wednesday, Lord XC. Check those out. I'll see you guys for those. Catch you guys next time. Please check out all the links in the description down below. All the YouTubes, for the other coaches, their Twitters if those are down there. Griffin Feather's Twitter, the amazing artist that did the Charizards logo. Please go check him out. He does all my artwork. He's an amazing dude, fun guy. The Weather Gamer Discord, best place to hang out with me outside of these matches is the Weather Gamer Discord. From there I can get you connected to APA if need be. If you're trying to get connected to the APA server, I can always ask Panther for a link, that sort of thing. And Twitch, I am going to be Twitch streaming, except again, I busted up my throat. Have not done done any favors today. That will be Twitch streaming. Definitely go drop a follow. You can come watch some Rage Induced from Uno, from basically everything under the sun. Gmod, Uno, all with your friends. Maybe some Gang Beasts, I don't know. Definitely just come check that out. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.